Now what Shaytaan does, there's a hadith which is mentioned in Sahih Muslim. If you want to check the reference, you can check it. 2813. Baad mein dekh lena inshallah. Right? Where basically what Shaytaan does, Jabir ibn Abdullah radiyallahu anhu, he mentions, Inna Iblis yada'u arshahu ala al-ma. He establishes one place, one gathering, one sort of like, you can say this court if you want to say it. ثُمَّ يَبْعَثُ سَرَايَاهُ فَأَدْنَاهُمْ مِنْهُ مَنْزِلَةً أَعْظَمُهُمْ فِتْنَةً. So what he does is that he sends his different groups, these, of different shayateen to cause turmoil amongst the earth. Right? To cause fitna, to cause difficulty. Yeah, to cause like people to rock off their iman. That one, فَأَدْنَاهُمْ مِنْهُ مَنْزِلَةً. That person, that shaitan, that individual who is most close to shaitan, أَعْظَمُهُمْ fitna, the one that can cause the most fitna, he is the one that shaitan upholds the most. So what happened was, it mentions, يَجِيءُ أَحَدْهُمْ فَيَقُولُ. One of them comes and he comes into the company of Iblis and he says, فَعَلْتُ كَذَا وَكَذَا. You know what I did? I caused this X, Y and Z thing to happen in the dunya. So then Shaytan Iblis will say to him, مَا صَنَعْتَ شَيْئًا. Okay, it sounds okay, but you haven't done much. Someone may turn around and say, I caused him to stop praying. I caused him to stop doing this. I caused that person to drink alcohol. These are undoubtedly sins in their own place. And we're not denying and knocking it. Remember one thing. Don't look at the sin. Don't look at your sin and categorize it and say minor or major. Look at it like this, my brother. Look at who you're sinning against. Look at who you're sinning against when you do that sin. So it's no such thing as minor and major. This is an academic discussion where ulama throughout the history have divided categories of major and minor sins based on whether there's been a wa'id and a punishment specifically specified for a certain bad act. But that doesn't mean that everything else which hasn't, we can willy-nilly do it and freely do it and say, Allah la khair sallah, it's alright fam, I'll do what I like. Na'udhu billah, we'd look who we're disobeying when we do that. So this is why we say, look at the sin and look at who we're sinning against. Nevertheless, Shaytan listens to it, ma sana'ta shay'a. Yeah, okay, you've done alright, but you haven't done that much. Different come, more come. There's one person that mentioned, ثُمَّ يَجِيءُ أَحَدُهُم. One of them comes and what does he say? مَا تَرَكْتُهُ حَتَّى فَرَقْتُ بَيْنَهُ وَبَيْنَ إِمْرَأَتِي. There was a husband and wife and they were having some argument amongst them, and I didn't leave them until a time came I separated them. What did he cause? Tafriq, separation. By sab hazir na. He caused separation. Then what happened? Then Shaytan basically says to him, فَيُدْنِيهِ مِنْهُ وَيَقُولُ نِعْمَ أَنْتَ. He calls him near and he says, listen, ni'ma anta, you've done a good job. You've done a good job. And he kind of, in our sort of layman's terms, he gasses him up in front of everybody to say he done something decent. Sharab, alcohol, they're sins, but this one. فَيُدْنِيهِ مِنْهُ makes him, the badbakh makes him sit next to him. Ni'ma anta, tu changa kam kita. This one did the right thing, na'uzubillah. Why? Because what did he do? He caused ikhtilaf between a husband and wife.